Danger Man here to present you with the second event from the Philadelphia Free Skate on Friday. The first event was held at 3 p.m. It was a 10-mile skate. This is a longer skate held at 7 p.m. By the time this skate's over with, the sun will go down. And as usual, all the skates for the Philadelphia Free Skate start at the Art Museum at the top of the stairs. And as you can see, if you've watched the earlier video, this crowd is much larger. This might be the largest crowd of skaters for the event, simply because rain was a big issue this particular weekend, and some of the events were canceled. Actually, one was canceled, but they were all semi-affected by people staying away or not certain if it were going to be rained on, etc. So here at 7 p.m., we've probably got close to, I don't know, 60, maybe 80 skaters in total. And the skaters do collect from different skate clubs up and down the East Coast. Now, for those of you who are familiar with these skates, this was going to get old. But for those of you who are new to skating or inline skating, you might call it rollerblading. Please don't do that. It is a recreational event that's open to anyone to come to. You can be a hockey skater, a freestyle skater, an aggressive skater, a speed skater, a power skater such as myself. Any type of skater. All you really need to be is comfortable on skates and capable of skating for a extended duration. And the stamina is probably your biggest concern. It's not really, can you skate on the streets? Everybody can skate on the streets. Some people do get afraid, they get concerns, but we have safety in numbers. In addition to that, Philadelphia is one of those cities where the streets are a little more favorable to skate on. New York probably has friendlier drivers, but Philadelphia has friendlier streets. This skate is about a 2-hour skate. I've condensed it down to 20 minutes in footage into two parts, two 10-minute parts, both in commentaries. I'll also put up a musical version of each one as well, so you can listen to them without my babbling on. But for those of you that want some feedback and some information about the skate, here we go. So this skate is hosted by the Philadelphia Landskaters. The Landskaters have been around since the 90s when this skate, the industry did refer to this more as rollerblading. But again, that stigma is something that we're trying to shake. Unfortunately, it's hard when you see most of us skaters are now in our 40s, 50s, and 60s, left over from the 90s, trying to bring in new blood. And I'll skate around any city, whether it's Philly or New York, and I'll see a lot of individual skaters in their 20s, but they won't come out and skate in these groups. And it's one of those things where you wonder, is it simply because there's just too many older... Here I am trolling some locals, or some tourists rather. Is it simply because, the groups look like they're older and there's nothing to be appreciated in it, or who knows what? I just can't figure out what the stigma is that we can't get more skaters out. So by all means, if you want to come out and skate in these clubs, they're not paid memberships or anything of that nature. You just come out and skate when you want to skate, how you want to skate. The only thing that they're going to ask of you is to please wear protective gear. Now, in an event like this, you will sign a waiver. But if you come out week to week, you won't sign a waiver. You'll just skate with the group, and they'll encourage you to wear the proper gear. So again, in chronological order, we're heading through Philly, and we're going to pass the City Hall here more than once. In this case, we're coming from the north, heading south towards City Hall. We're going to skate around the entire structure, I believe. So as we're now making this slight turn here, looking forward, if I can keep my head still, that is facing west, towards West Philly. And I can't quite remember if this is, I think this was JFK, this boulevard there. If we go past this main building here, and again, on the left is Dilworth Plaza in front of City Hall. This next right should be Market Street, I believe. I could have it wrong, but you get the general idea. Now we've skated around the building, kind of did a little blend there, fade, and we've come actually almost back the same way we came from. And we're going to skate around one of these main hotels. I think it's a Marriott here on the right. I have found that more times than not, the people who come to that Marriott are rude to us as skaters when they're offloading their cars. All right, now we're down past Chinatown, by the past the Vine Street extension. I'm somewhat facing the Ben Franklin Bridge. And if you look to the side there, you can see the name of the park. I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to read it for yourself. And this is one of the numerous skate breaks that we take along the way. So as you can see, it's not something where we're just trying to pump things out and tire everybody to death. But I will say that, you know, if you're going to skate every skate in this event, you do need to have your act together. You need to have some skate stamina built up. Otherwise, you can come out and skate any one of these as a single skate, and by the time you're done, you can take the next day or so to rest. This particular skate on this Friday night is not much more intense than the 3 p.m. skate, which is kind of a warm-up skate. And I think that's simply because there's so many skaters, it slows the group down enough. If you're a fast skater, you can stay to the front of the group. If you struggle and you think you're just going to have a hard time keeping up, don't worry about it, because if you just skate, you'll kind of fall towards the back somewhat in a comfortable mode. It's not a difficult skate. And again, as you can see, there's plenty of skaters, safety in numbers. Most of these skaters have been skating for 20 plus years on these streets, believe it or not. These skaters have come from DC, from the Washington area rollers, from New York, from the Empire Skate Club. And these skate clubs, again, are not groups that you join per se and pay any sort of membership or have to apply to or pass a test. You just come out and skate. They all have Facebook presences. I think the Washington area rollers also uses meetup.com. I'm not really sure if that's being used that much anymore. The Empire Skate Club has its own website, and again, it also announces the Big Apple Roll, which is every August. This skate is every June, and it's usually around the same time. Here we are skating under the Traverse. Now, to the right, on the right there is the Reserve, the Mint, where they actually make money. Coins. Now I'm on my 125s, very big wheels, and as you can see, once I get up to speed, once I'm spooled up, I can just roll past people. I can really get going. Now, one thing I'd like to point out is that this particular skate, I had already skated 9 miles prior, so even though this is an easier skate to skate along with the group, I'm already starting to, you know, fatigue myself somewhat simply because of the amount of skating I've done prior. Now we're kind of on the edge of Old City at this point. To the right, as I look back there, believe it or not, is where the Liberty Bell is. If you look through that brightness of light back there in that direction, that's Old City. That's Callow Hill there on the left. And that runs to the right of Vine Street on the Vine Street extension. Right now we're heading further into South Philly towards, I guess, the Fishtown area, but I don't think we ever get quite that far. Now we've wound up back by South Street here. This is down by Pennsport. And you can see everybody braking on the way down. I have to break it down because I have such long skates. I can't turn. I don't have the turning ratio that these smaller wheels have. But I try to do minimal braking, get down low, get on my edges and turn. But it can be difficult when you get at high speed, when you're on very big skates like I am. And that was pretty decent of that guard there. She actually opened the gate to let the skaters through. And now we're down on the waterfront, down on the, I guess you call this the Delaware Avenue area. But we're physically on the waterfront now. Penn's Landing. I think I might have said Pennsport earlier. Got New York on the head, I guess. But this is Penn's Landing. And we're going to skate along here with a lot of the walkers for a period of time. Actually take a break here. Everybody takes a water break. And we get going again.
It's too much for any man.